Hey, good morning. Welcome to Resource Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, leaving your comments. Please give me that thumbs up. I certainly do appreciate it. Once again, I want to talk to you about investing in your future with silver. The reason why I'm urging this is for a number of reasons, and it's going to give you a little bit of financial security and blankets if you start now. The reason why I'm urging this now is there's a lot of things happening that is going to affect our financial future as a whole. So as being a prepper, one that is looking at saying, okay, I want to be prepared for this, being prepared for that, I want to look at, first off, the United States dollar and our financial future. We are 36 trillion in debt. We are spending more as a nation in interest payments alone, not reducing the deficit. We are spending more in interest alone than our national defense budget. Let that sink in for a minute. We are paying out $1 trillion in interest to other countries that are holding our debt. They bought our treasury on the promise we'll repay them. That is unsustainable. That is a mathematical fact. Cannot do it. Our GDP is being eaten away by our debt load. What is the solution? The Fed says we'll just print more money to buy our debt back, which will dilute our dollar bills and make them less worthy. And you can see what happens to other countries. After World War I, pre-World War II, the Weimar in Germany cost you $1 million to buy a loaf of bread. That's how worthless that was. They just printed because they had nothing coming in. Zimbabwe, another collapse of the economy. You now have Argentina under socialist rule, ruin that economy, and now Milei has got it turned around, cutting the government, slashing free stuff. Make note of that, Mandami. Free will bankrupt your city as it did Argentina. And now Milei's cut all that nonsense, all the extra government, all the regulations, and now he's got it turned around. And Trump is buying his beef product to lower our prices. We are in the same boat. Your two choices: default on the loan, which will collapse the world economy overnight, or print more money. Chairman Powell, has said they're going to print more money. QE whatever now. Print. More money, cheap money. Dilute the value of the dollar. What will that do to the silver? Increase the value of it. This is your backstop. This will be your safety net. This will be your investment. People are saying, well, I'm buying all this junk, silver, mercury, dimes, and everything else. If the economy collapses that bad, nobody's going to want your 10 cents silver, mercury to buy a loaf of bread. They're not going to do it. You're not going to carry around a bag of dimes, $50, pre-64, to buy groceries. Not going to happen. They're not going to care about that. You're buying this for your future, to pay for medical, to pay for services, to pay for fuel, to pay for security, to pay your rent, your mortgage, should it come to that. The worst case scenario, absolute total worldwide depression, you're going to sit on that. And when the banks are saying we're not lending, you're going to have physical collateral to say you will lend to me because this is what I'm backing it up with. Number two, the demand for silver is outpacing what is actually available. You have the new Samsung battery that charges in 9 minutes, revolutionizing the sitting at the EV pump for hours waiting for your car to charge while you want to go another 400 miles. The new battery charges in 9 minutes. However, it takes 3 times as much silver to make that battery work. The demand is outpacing the actual physical silver available. All right? So that's a fact as well. It takes 10 years to find silver, which is a byproduct of other mining, to find that mine, to develop that mine, and start producing that silver. 10 years. By that time, we're going to be in deep trouble. We already are, but we'll be in real big trouble. Next, 2026, the BRICS countries are looking to decouple from the dollar by backing it with precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, whatever minerals they have, they want to couple their dollar to that mineral. Decoupling the dollar, meaning they want to use their money to buy oil instead of the petrodollar, which is our credit card. They say, hey, Saudi Arabia, we have gold. We're backing our money with physical assets. You're going to sell it to us? Of course, Saudi Arabia says, hey, if it's backed by gold, that's fine by me. We'll sell it to you. That's decoupling the dollar from it. If and when that happens, and a lot more countries sign on to it, we're in big trouble. Our dollar will be wallpaper at best. Now, is that going to happen right away? No, but it's on the verge of it. India has not been our friend or ally in any circumstance. They've sided with China and Russia against us more times than not. But they want our market to ship their cheap goods to us so we can buy them, and we're being really stupid about it. That's going to happen in 2026, and it's already started. The other thing, too, is all the treasury bills we have sold to other countries, including ourselves, in 2026, the payment is coming due. How are we going to pay that? Print more money, devaluing our dollar, making precious metals, semi-precious, more. Switzerland now has stopped exporting silver. And you might know the silver as a Pomp Swiss vacuum, which is one of the best, 0.999 pure. And you see that. That's why it has a high premium. Right now, the COMEX says an ounce of silver should be selling for $80.63 an ounce. That's paper investment. That's paper money. That doesn't count. I want you to go look and go on Amazon, for example. Try and buy an ounce of silver, a walking liberty like this. Everybody has an Amazon account, pretty much. $115, $110, $120. That's how much higher the premium is above the paper price. Go on eBay from a certified dealer, one that has thousands of sales and is a registered certified dealer, and that troy ounce of silver is now selling for $100 an ounce. They are expecting silver to be over 100. That's why COMEX says 83. That's why they're selling it for 100 now, because they cannot buy silver at $80 an ounce. So they're saying we're going to sell it for 100, hoping I can replace it at $85 an ounce, still make a profit, but I'm looking to spend $100 an ounce to replace it. So Switzerland has taken their reserves off there because they found out they don't have enough reserves in their vaults for more than 2 weeks, so they're stockpiling it. China did it. We did it. Switzerland did it. India is now doing it. Everybody is stockpiling, and there's not going to be any reserve on there. Next, should you have, or should we have, as a nation, a financial crisis and things go south, and being a prepper, I'm hedging on south. How much will it take for you to survive? How much netting, how much backstock will it take for you to say, I can survive this? By stockpiling this, having reserves of that, and having this for emergency big-time purchases. It could be 1 ounce, half ounce, divvy it up, big and small. How much do you think you're going to need? Well, I can tell you as an estimate, based on your earnings and your output, your spending per month, you're going to need 1.5 times that to survive 6 months. A starting point is 100 ounces stackable silver. And that's in 1 ounce coins. Can you do that right now? Most people cannot. Should you have started it years ago? Probably, but we weren't in this situation as we are. Can you do it now? No, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Well, let's show you how you can buy that silver. You look at your subscriptions that you haven't even noticed. Get out your monthly bank statement and say, oh, wow, I didn't even know I was a subscriber to this show, to that show, and I'd never even watch it. Cancel it. Save that $10 a month. Save that $15 a month. How about gym memberships that you start at the first of the year as a New Year's resolution, but you don't go to the gym? Cancel it. Magazine subscriptions, book subscriptions, anything that you subscribe to that is not a necessity, cancel it. Instead of stopping at a coffee shop each and every morning, and believe me, I see coffee shops when on my commute, the line is around the corner. How much do you think that coffee sells for every day you go to work? $7. That's $35 a week, saying you're working 40 hours a week. $35 at a $7 cup of coffee. $35. You're halfway there to buying an ounce of silver. No, it's not glamorous, but it will save you. Stop buying all the new fancy release shoes, tennis shoes. I know people that are spending $150, $200 on a pair of shoes to be chic. Forget that. Get yourself a good pair of shoes. I have 2 or 3 pair of tennis shoes I use at work at the hospital. I rotate them. Don't care. I bought them used but clean. I didn't pay the $200. I bought them used but like new. Don't care. Clean them out, dusting them off, wear them. I'm not trading in my car every other year so I can get a new car. I'm looking right now for a certified pre-owned, and we're shopping around. I'm doing the comparisons. Instead of eating out, which we just did, and I was mortified at the price, $26 for Mickey D's. Nothing special. Big Mac, large fries, Sprite, filet of fish, large fries, Diet Coke. $26. Do that how many times a week? Oh, you're over 100 and you just bought a troy ounce of silver. Stop that. You buy groceries, you plan out the meals, and you eat in more than you eat out. That'll save you money. I'm suggesting to you right now to save yourself a lot of heartache, a lot of headache when the debts come due. And believe me, you cannot keep kicking the can down the road and saying, oh, well, and leaving it to the Republicans, leaving it to the Democrats. They want us in debt, so they keep getting reelected and saying, that's my priority for next year. I'm going to cut the deficit. No, you don't. You spend more. And you hear the Democrats saying we're going to spend more. Just something to think about, friends. Something to think about. All right? Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. That silver bomb is going to explode. Seek shelter. Be prepared. Use your best discretion to buy as much of this as you possibly can for reputable dealers. Don't mortgage your house. Don't use your credit cards. Don't go in debt. This is canceling all your fund money, all your stuff. Do this. It's going to happen. There's more demand than there is silver. This is going to double in price. By next year, quite possibly $200 an ounce. And how glad are you? You're going to buy it at $83 an ounce, $85 an ounce. All right? Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. Greg out.